We don't get immunised or vaccinated to what we see and do, and that's the big ticket. There's a saying in emergency services that when others run out, we run in. But often when we're running out again, when we've come out of that, we get affected by things that we've seen and done. With my post-traumatic stress disorder, that was a result of 20 years of emergency services work and 50 fatalities, or 50 plus fatalities plus serious incidents.
Went through really bad times for just over 2 years, and when he started on his recovery journey, we sat down together. Obviously our relationship had healed by that time, and talked about how do we talk to others about how to avoid getting to that stage. So it just behind the scene came about through conversations that we had as Ross was going through his recovery process. We didn't want others to go through the hell that we both went through. There are a lot of challenges for family members. Living with a first responder and being on call is one of them, because that will disturb sometimes very important family celebrations. It's something that every partner will probably grin and bear, if you like. But on the positive, besides the challenges, there are also the lovely feeling that your guy or girl is out there helping to keep the community safe. The symptoms of increasing stress are at times difficult to pick, but family members are usually the first ones to notice, and we suggest that a change in behaviour is the thing to look out for. So in Ross's case, he was a very happy-go-lucky, caring person, very easygoing, and he suddenly became quite cranky. He started blocking emotions, so there was no longer that feeling of being loved. He started just taking off, so he would disappear for days on end. In amongst that, there were lengthy periods of depression where he just felt like there was no hope.
Where I was passionate with my emergency service role as an emergency service responder, I'm now passionate about presenting and teaching people how to deal with the incidents and the stresses that they go to, and not to suffer like I've suffered. So yes, it's a community, yes, it's a brotherhood, but it's important we look after each other.
We didn't want any other people's children to go through tough times either. And once we started talking about it, we realised that the answers were quite simple, but that most people aren't reminded of the simple things in life that could stop very stressful situations escalating.
So we go out there and talk to people and do presentations and talk about some of the things that we see and do can affect us, and teaching them before these things do affect them.
We try and run sessions at station level, and the reason that we do that is because crews work together, and we like to get the group that works together to hear what we have to say. But it also encourages conversations at crew level between the guys and girls that are in the services. We give about a 45-minute to 1 hour presentation, and then have at least an hour afterwards where we'll just casually stick around and wait for anyone to ask us questions. It's often in that time after the presentation that we find the best work is done, where people start to open up. It's simple, but it works, and it's back to basics. And I think that's what behind the scene is about. It's nothing complex. We don't use fancy language, we use down-to-earth language. It's a fresh approach.
It's been beneficial for me as part of my therapy and moving forward and getting on with life, to be able to give back.
I think our family now stand by a little quote that says, "Let's turn struggle into strength." The dream is that we remove the stigma that's attached to mental health issues among first responders, that people in the community recognise that they're human, but that they themselves and their families recognise and acknowledge that they're human, and they're going to be affected by some of these traumatic incidents that they go to, and it is okay to not be okay.